Yeah. Where have I been? Where have I been? Yeah, here. I've been here. See, life likes to do this thing where it kicks you in the ass and you just have to figure things out. So that's what I was doing. But I didn't forget about you guys. How's everyone doing? I miss doing that. I actually miss doing that. Yes, I've been gone for a while and I'm so sorry. I was trying to figure out for a while, like, what's the best video to come back to YouTube with? And then I was like, okay, everyone seems to love my Reddit posts, so we're gonna do that again today. My freaking light behind you just keeps falling, so we're just gonna... If you don't know what Reddit is basically a place that people go and write whatever, I guess. So I have picked out 3 stories that I think are kind of juicy, at least by the title. I have not read any of these. I have absolutely no idea what these are going to consist of. We're in for a ride. Yes! The first one that I picked out is, am I the asshole for gossiping with my mom about my brother's fiance is potentially lying about giving birth? Let's get into it. I, 22 female, have an older brother, John, 32 male, who has been with his fiancee, Jane, 30 female, for 4 years. They have a 4-month-old. Jane found out that she was pregnant at 5.5 weeks and immediately called mom to tell her. Mom was confused, but still very excited about it. Jane said she was going to tell John when he got back from his work trip. A few hours later, she called again, sobbing, saying she had insatiable cravings. Mom made a joke like, isn't it a bit early for cravings? And Jane went off on her. She started yelling about how this was her pregnancy and no one else's. It was an odd reaction. She also apologized for her outburst by blaming it on hormones. Okay. When my brother returned from his trip, him and Jane left to stay at her mother's, and we didn't see her until after the baby was born. John said that this was because Jane was afraid of losing the pregnancy and wanted to be with her mom, and we needed to respect boundaries, I guess. Whenever someone would ask about Jane or the baby, they would shut it down with vague answers like, every pregnancy is different, or she's carrying small, which isn't unusual. They barely shared anything about the pregnancy. No ultrasound pictures, no baby shower, and Jane didn't want anyone around during the delivery. I mean, it isn't like crazy. Like, she's not obligated to show anyone anything, you know what I mean? Let's keep reading. I also discovered that every craving she listed came from one article about pregnancy craving. She even listed multiple items in the same order as the article. Okay, now I can see where things get a little weird. When the baby was born, we were finally allowed to see Jane and John, and the baby, of course. It was very bittersweet, as we all wished we could have been there for Jane to help out, but Jane and John both reassured us that we did help out by staying away during the pregnancy, I guess. The weirdest part, though, is how Jane described the birth. She claimed that she had an epidural via IV dripped into her hand, edited because I didn't elaborate, which is not how those are administered. True. Well, me not knowing shit. Okay. Thinking she has gotten confused, which is understandable, she shut down and refused to answer like how she would during the pregnancy. She said the baby had latching issues because he was born with no umbilical cord stump. This can technically happen, but it's rare and a fatal medical condition that their baby does not have. The final straw was when she told us that the baby basically fell out of her within an hour being into labor, despite my brother telling us how hard the birth was, and even stating that that's why we weren't going to try for any more kids. Mom is on the same side as me and has been noting this inaccuracy but doesn't know how to bring it up, and the reactions don't help. A few days ago, my brother texts his mom saying her doubt of Jane is disrespectful and they both want full apologies from both of us for bullying Jane about her pregnancy/labor. I haven't made any outright accusations about it, nor have I lied about any of this to Jane. I've only asked questions when she brings the birth and pregnancy up. Am I the asshole for having doubts? Someone said the reality is that nothing much adds up, but there is one reality you can buy into. Your brother and his wife have a baby that is theirs. You can remain out of their lives forever or let your obsession go and enjoy your niece/nephew. Your choice, but you would be an asshole if you chose option 1. I was kind of gonna say the same thing because it's like, respectfully, I don't think she owes you or anyone an explanation about the pregnancy and everything that's going on. Wait. I get it now. See, someone just said it. It seems like maybe they used a surrogate and are ashamed of it. I was thinking that. I was like, okay, granted, no one owes you an explanation about the whole pregnancy and whatnot, and I get why you would be, you know, a little curious. That's your brother, you know? That's your brother's baby, you know? But now I'm thinking, what if they did use a surrogate and they didn't really want to talk about it? Because, you know, a lot of people have, you know, their different opinions about that. What if that's what... Pamela, slow down. What if that's what happened? So maybe you're not the asshole for thinking. This has me questioning things, because I don't know. Someone said she probably had a surrogate she announced at 5 weeks, so what? Someone said that does not excuse pretending to be pregnant though. I mean, I kind of get it. If she wasn't able to have children or had losses, it might be a really sad and touchy subject for her that she doesn't want people to know about. Valid. That's what I was thinking. She might be upset that she never got the experience of carrying their baby and really prefer that no one thinks of the baby as being anything but her/theirs. Her and her husband know the truth. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what it is. I'm gonna take back me thinking you're an asshole because it's valid to have that type of reaction. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say you're the asshole and you're not the asshole. Why? I think you're the asshole because you and your mom like constantly trying to ask questions. Although I've never been pregnant and I don't know how it feels to go through pregnancy. As someone who gets aggravated easily, I can see where her brother would be like,
okay, you're doing too much.
I can see where he would feel that way. So I'm gonna say you're an asshole for that, but I'm gonna say you're not an asshole because, you know, it is your brother's baby and you would wanna like know some more details, and when you feel like they're kind of closed off, it's like, why? You could be a little curious. So that is my conclusion. On to the next. Okay, this next one, I low-key feel like I know where this is going, but again, I have never read these, so yeah. Am I the asshole for getting my girlfriend a birthday present she hates? I feel like this is kind of overreacting, but maybe I'm just wrong. My girlfriend, 26 female, birthday was coming up and I wanted to get her something really nice. I've noticed throughout our whole relationship that she does her makeup on the floor in front of a mirror and it always looks so uncomfortable. She has complained of it several times, so I decided it would be a great idea to get her a vanity set. Wait, that's so sweet. I did some research and I found a couple that she would like, but I knew she was picky, so I asked her if she was planning on buying a vanity set ever. She showed me the vanity set that she wanted and I made sure to add that set to my Amazon list. A few months went by and I was ready to buy that set, but I had come to find out that it was sold out. I desperately looked at other sites and the manufacturer, but the set would not come for over a month, and her birthday, keep in mind that I have decided to buy it a month before, so it was not last minute. I still felt bad, so I decided to spend more time researching. I still felt bad, so I decided to spend more time researching what set to buy. I finally come across one that matched the style and color of other furniture that she had purchased, and it was more expensive than the one she wanted, so I bought it thinking she'd like it even if it was the one that she didn't ask for. My girlfriend's birthday finally comes around and she goes off to her sister's while I spend 2 hours building the set right after work. When she finally comes home and I show it to her, I can clearly tell something was wrong. Oof. She was quiet and didn't seem too happy. I explained to her that I couldn't get the one that she wanted yet, but if she didn't like it that much, I could wait for it to come back and buy it and sell the one I just bought. That only made her even more mad and upset. Oh. She then went on a rant about how she hates birthdays and that I shouldn't have gotten her anything. Again, this vanity set matches everything else that she likes and it wasn't some cheap set. She told me to simply sell the set and keep the money because she does not want anything from me on her birthday. Am I the asshole for getting her the wrong set? No, that's crazy. Oh, I feel bad for him. Her reaction is ridiculous, rude, and ungrateful. Yeah, like, ladies, let me tell you something. Men out there who are buying you things, and I mean thoughtful things, like he saw that she was sitting on the floor, mad uncomfortable, thought about getting her a set, even asked her, hey, which ones do you like? Granted, the one that she wanted wasn't available. Okay. But he still went out of his way to get her one. That's crazy. That's crazy. And he even went a step further to say, like, I can wait for that one to come back and we can sell this one. We can get you the one you want. Like, he's such a green flag, let me tell you. And then the person continues to say, this is not how a mature adult behaves upon receiving a gift they don't love. I'm saying, I suppose I could understand her feeling disappointed, you know, inside her head, that it wasn't the exact one that she wanted, but then you offer to get her the one and that still wasn't good enough? Instead of being happy you went to such an effort for her birthday and she has a tantrum, you keep doing you. Sorry, your girlfriend isn't worthy of your efforts. Yeah, brother. Ooh, somebody said, talk to her and find out if something else is going on. There is more to this. I mean, it could be. It could be. Maybe. Dude, I would fucking sob my eyes out if my boyfriend did that. Shall we move to the third one? Yes, we shall. Okay. This last one is it's kind of short. Fear it's going to tell us everything we need to know. It says, am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my sister's kids for free anymore? I, 28 female, have been babysitting my sister's 35 female 3 kids, ages 4, 7, and 9, for years whenever she needed a break or has work commitments. I love my nieces and nephews, and I understand parenting is tough, but it gets to a point where I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. Ooh. At first, it was occasional, but now it's almost like every weekend and sometimes even during the week when they're sick and can't go to school. I work a full-time job, and my weekends are my only free time to relax and catch up on personal things. My sister, however, assumes I'm always available, often texting me last minute to drop them off for a few hours. That turns into entire days. Recently, I told her that I'd be happy to continue babysitting, but I like to be compensated, even if it's just a little bit to cover my time. She got really upset and said, family shouldn't charge family, and accused me of being selfish because I don't have kids and don't understand what it's like. I feel guilty because I know she's a single mom and struggling, but at the same time, I feel like my kindness is being taken for granted. Our parents think that I should just help out because that's what sisters do, but I'm starting to feel resentful. Am I the asshole for asking to be paid for babysitting? No.
No.
Someone said, it's getting to a point where I feel like I'm getting taken advantage of. Family shouldn't charge family. Oh boy. Family shouldn't take advantage of family either. So there's that. Her circus, her monkeys. You're not selfish for no longer wanting to sacrifice your life on the altar of her choices. This is her responsibility, not yours. You're burnt out and it's completely okay to protect your peace and say no. Yes. Yes. This is when you start being unavailable. When she asks, just tell her, I'm sorry, I can't. You simply are not available. It may take a few acts, but she'll start to find someone else to help her. Like, respectfully, okay, I am 10 years older than my sister, and she better not have kids before me, but I would never put that shit on her. Regardless if I was a single mom or not, listen, even if I do ask my sister, hey, like, can you watch my kids? I have some things to do. It's not going to be an all the time thing, and I'm obviously not going to be like, well, you're my sister, you're family, you should be doing this for me. No. But just like that person said, just because you're family doesn't mean you have to go and, like, take advantage of your family. You know what this kind of reminds me of? You know, like you're working so much, you have your days off, people are like, oh, like we should hang out, and you're like, oh, like, you know, I'm like busy with work and whatever, and they go like, oh, but didn't you say you're off on Monday?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm off on Monday. That doesn't mean I'm available. This is the vibe it gives me. This is what she actually needs to be doing. Dang, and I thought the last one was crazy. I mean, the last one was crazy, but this one is like, wow. That wraps up my little Reddit video. I really love doing these because it's just so crazy. I really freaking hope that I can keep uploading. Let's all hold my hand, come on, hold my hand. Let's all pray that Pamela keeps uploading. Yeah, okay. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for being here. I will see you when I see you.